Thanks for watching the Daily Hodler. I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on Squid Stake, and we're also going to be going through all the information that I'm aware of. So if you watch this video to the end, which I highly recommend, because we're going to be going over the roadmap, farming, all the way to the tokenomics of this project, which is actually a very big part of the project. You're going to be caught up with all the information that has been released so far. So when we're talking about Squid Stake, this is actually going to be one of the second launch pad. It's going to be released or launched on the launch pad through AutoShark. So if you guys know about AutoShark Finance, it's a really nice project. It's been mooning hard, and they're going to be now launching Squid Stake through their launch pad, kind of like an initial farm offering on PancakeSwap. Now this is going to be taking place on the 28th of October at 1 p.m. That's about 5 days from now, about 5.5 days. So I'm going to be showing you where you can actually go, where that is on AutoShark, and how you can participate in this. Now, before we get to that, something that everybody should know about, there's actually an airdrop. So if you join the Telegram, which has 592 members right now, the first 2,000 people to fill out the form, you have to like a Twitter post and join the Telegram, all the usual stuff that you need to do to sign up for airdrops. The instructions are in the Telegram, and they're also on Twitter. So join the socials. There's an opportunity to get some free cash, and then you can stake it and earn more. Airdrop, Squid Stake, make sure you guys are looking out for that. I've already filled everything out, so I'm not trying to miss out on that kind of stuff. So let's get into more. I'm going to show you guys the website. I'm going to show you guys AutoShark. So here's AutoShark, autoshark.finance/launchpad. That's where you're going to want to be 5 days from now. You can see it's already loaded up here, Squid right here, 5 days, 14 minutes. And there's going to be 5 million Squid for sale, totaling $500,000. That's what they're aiming to raise through this offering. And basically, doesn't really matter for this, but you have to get Finn's BNB, and that's all going to get burned and whatnot. I'm going to have a whole nother video on how to participate in these kinds of things. That's not what we're going to go over here. The price per squid for when they launch this bad boy, 10 cents, okay? 10 cents. So last time we saw Finn's launch at 15 cents and just skyrocket off of that. So I can't tell you what's going to happen, but we can all hope. So if you need to learn how to participate in the Launchpad, it's actually right down here. It's so simple, guys. So autoshark.finance/launchpad. That's how you participate in 5 days. Now, you don't have to. You can buy tokens afterwards. You can swap for them. It's just you don't know if the price is going to go up from that 10 cents. You also don't know it might go down. So, but the initial offering is going to be 10 cents. I'm going to get involved. I'm definitely going to participate in this because AutoShark is a legit place. It's done me nothing but good. If you don't know about AutoShark and you're learning right now about Squid, look into AutoShark too. But let's get straight into Squid. All right, I've gone through the documentations and I've highlighted the things I want to focus on. So if you guys are finding interest in this, I highly recommend going through this yourself because I'm not going to cover everything. Like I said, I've got the most important parts for me. So let's go through the introduction. Basically, they're deflationary focused. Their token is semi-deflationary because of the buybacks that's native to the system. Now, most tokens, when it comes to farms, are inflationary. They actually mint more than they're burning or trading or getting rid of. So Squid Stake is trying to do the opposite of that. They're trying to be deflationary, which is what everybody wants. And we're going to see how they plan on implementing that through the tokenomics as we go through this video. Traditionally, they say deflationary tokens are created by adding a tax function in their token. We've seen that a lot, but that has a lot of downsides, including you can't get listed on centralized exchanges when you have a tax. People don't like taxes trading around. When you're messing with a token that has a transfer tax, you can't, you can't move it around. You can't do the things you want to do with it. So I think that's a fad that we're seeing go away. And I'm glad they're not implementing that. But what they are doing is creating a deflationary aspect through taxes on a deposit fee. So when you deposit into some of these farms and staking, which we will be getting into on the percentages and how that all works, there will be a deposit fee, and that's pretty standard as well. All right, so when it comes to the ecosystem, the Squid Swap is going to be utilizing their own router, but they're going to be using AutoShark's liquidity, which is really cool because that basically means they can't rug pull. They can't, there's going to be good APRs. There's going to be good all kinds of stuff right off the bat because they're using AutoShark, which is a solid platform that has decent amount of liquidity. They're actually at 200 million total value locked. They just passed that the other day. So this is awesome. I like the fact that they're working with AutoShark. That's really what brings my attention to this bad boy. And they got the link to AutoShark right here too, even though I showed you. So let's go to the next one, farming. I'll show you guys, by depositing into the Squid farms, you're going to have that 3% deposit fee, which is what I was talking about. 2.5% of that is going to be used to buy back Squid. So that's how you're going to get some of that deflation by staking. And right here, you can see all the farms that they're going to be basically implementing first. And it's really nice farms. Some of the other features actually that I'm going to go over are way cool. The farms are standard. You got BTC BNB, BTC ETH, obviously Squid BNB. Now that doesn't actually have any deposit fee. Everything is going to be earning you Squid. We have a lot of stable farms, which is a big part of this project, which is actually really cool in my opinion. All right. So let's keep moving on to the pools, which this is one of the cool things as well. They have a lot of single asset staking. I think they're trying to make that a big part of their platform. Depositing into the single stakings will be another 3% fee, which 2.5% is also going to buy back Squid and burn it. Same as the farms, all right? But with the single staking, you stake your Squid and you will be, you stake things like BUSD, USDT, USDC, BNB, BTC, ETH, and you'll earn Squid for doing that. So that's kind of like a safe way. As long as you trust the platform, that's a very safe way for you to earn some Squid on an asset like a stable coin or something like BNB, BTC, Ethereum, which might have less volatility if you're worried about your value dropping. Okay, so this is an option for a lot of people that is going to be very good. Now let's take a look at the ocean. That's kind of the opposite of the staking. So here you can stake Squid to earn other projects token. And basically that's going to take partnerships with other tokens. So that's going to be implemented a little bit later down the line and you'll see more and more tokens as you go. I think this is super awesome as well. This is one of the coolest things about this is like you're earning this Squid and then you can use that to earn other things. All right. So that would be the ocean. Now let's take a look at the swap feature. This is also awesome. Since they're using AutoShark, there will be actually not fees, the opposite. Sorry, my brain is breaking right now, but basically users will pay 0.17 in fees to AutoShark to LP holders. User will pay 0.13 in fees to Squid Swap and receive 0.24 fees in trade mining instantly. So that's some cool stuff. So basically, it's kind of like a money transfer. They are all swaps are going to have fees. That's how they pay these liquidity providers. And in this case, this is actually going to benefit AutoShark users since it's built on top of it. Every time somebody uses Squid Swap to trade, it's actually going to benefit AutoShark as well. It's also going to benefit Squid. And if you swap on Squid, just like on AutoShark, at least my interpretation is you're going to get your fees back just like on AutoShark. If you're not aware of that feature, let me show you real fast. When you swap on AutoShark, you can see I've been swapping. You actually get instantly money back. So you're swapping for free, really. It's a really cool feature. And it looks like Squids are looking to implement that as well. They got an example back for you. Or an example, so I highly recommend you guys look at all this in detail, okay? Now they're going to have a referral system, so I'm going to leave, the referral links are not actually implemented yet. I'm going to show you the roadmap, and it actually tells you when they're going to implement this stuff, but I would highly appreciate it if you guys did use my referral link when they're active. I'm going to put it in the description of this video. That's how I make my living. If you guys heard about this project through me, please consider using my referral link. That doesn't take money from you. It doesn't take money from anybody. It just gives me a kickback for the work that I provided. And spreading the awareness of this project. All right. So basically, if the person who referred onto you earns $1,000 in Squid a day, then, well, not even dollars, but if they get 1,000 Squid, then the referee is going to get 10 Squid. Now, that's not taken. Again, that's not taken from anybody. It's minted on top of the system, okay? So again, please guys, I really would appreciate that. Let's keep going. Tokenomics. Now this is going to be one of the most important sections that I wanted you guys to wait for. This is kind of the bread and butter of this platform. Why they think they're, and I have to say think, not to be like, negative, but it's a new project. It's not out. We don't know what the future is going to hold. So they think with their tokenomics, that's going to basically increase the TVL, which is in turn going to increase the price of this token. And they have a very interesting way of doing it through stable pegged APR. Let's get into that right now. I'm going to read over the highlighted sections. So under emission rate model, this is how they're going to emit new Squid. They say that they're going to be pioneering a new rate model called stable pegged APR, which will be critical to our success of managing a sustainable AMM, which is one of the most important things when you're creating something like this, sustainability. In typical yield farms, emission rates are set at a fixed number per block. That's true. This model, if not managed well, tends to be unsustainable and results in overinflation while resulting in lower benefits for the platform. I think we've all seen this a million times. If you've been going into farm after farm, you know exactly what that meant. That's just the way it goes. All right. So this team has come up with a new formula that we're going to get into right now, the stable pegged APR. So when you look at all these different farms, AMMs, automatic market makers, with all these different tokenomics and ways of accomplishing their goals, there's one thing that's always consistent, or generally consistent, is the stablecoin pairs. So basically, Squid Stake says that they're going to rely on the tokenomics of the stablecoin pairs, the approximately 20% APR for that. Like, let's say you're staking USD and BUSD. In general, the market rate, you're going to get around 20% APR for that, is what they're saying in here. And so what they're going to do is use that as a source of truth, kind of like a baseline, and they're going to peg the APR to the rate of returns of stable farming pairs on their platform. So the way that they do that is actually down here. APR is affected by three main things. I know a lot of people are always asking what APR is affected by, and I was pretty lost on that until I've been involved in farms a lot. And people think like, oh, you gotta cut the emissions to bring the APR up. That's actually the opposite. I watched a project have their emissions or something like that, actually more than that, and it completely destroyed APRs totally, and they had to reverse it. I've seen that happen twice. So basically what Squid Stake is trying to do, first let me say the three main things that affect the APR is the emission rate, which would be the Squid per block, the price of the token, so the value of Squid, and the total liquidity locked, which would mean the amount of basically value that's in the system. Now they're saying USDT, BUSD staked, the value staked. So the way that they're going to link this up with the stablecoin APRs is that whenever the APR of these stables dips below 23%, the team is going to perform a buyback of Squid to push the APR back up to 23%, because when you buy back the Squid, you raise the price of it, which in turn increases APR. I've seen that happen many times. That's something that's a little counterintuitive. You would think if the price goes up, the APR would probably go down, right? Because like you have more value there to give out to people, or more value is given out to people per token. But it's the opposite. Every time I've ever seen it, as the token moons, so does the APR. It's pretty insane, and they're right about that for sure. That's just something that's kind of counterintuitive to me, at least. Whenever the APR goes above 32%, the team is going to reduce emissions to ensure Squid becomes more deflationary, which means it's going to have a lower APR. Again, this stuff is kind of counterintuitive, but they are correct about all this. So what this also means is you're probably going to have a pretty good time staking stablecoins at Squid Stake, because they're going to always try to keep those rates from 23 to 32%. So if you have some stable coins you want to stake, you might want to look into this. They say that the platform also needs to experience growth and new funds in order for the system to continue to fuel everyone's growth and become sustainable. So that's something else we know. When it comes to farms in their early stages, you do need users to become sustainable. And I like the fact that they describe that, because that's something that a lot of people try to run from. This model is sustainable because emission rates are pegged to platform growth, and emission rates are continuously reduced to ensure higher token value. So it's pretty cool, man. This is going to be a great experiment. They have a new formula for doing this kind of stuff, and it's going to be awesome to watch. If you're interested in economy, tokenomics, all this stuff, you should take a look at this, because they're trying something new here. So let's go to the next page, the token stats. This stuff is important too. 400 million squid is going to be the capped supply, so it's not going to be infinite. They do have a capped total supply of 400 million. So during the launch pad, there's going to be 5 million up for sale. I think we went over this, but they're looking for 500,000, and each one is going to be 10 cents. They have all the links here, so I would take a look at that as well. Like I said earlier, October 28th, 1 p.m. UTC. This doesn't really matter too much. If you're into AutoShark, if you're invested in AutoShark, then this launch will theoretically help you as well, even if you don't participate. So, where are the tokens going? Where are the 400 mil squids going? So 1.25, that 5 mil launch pad, 2% marketing. You gotta have marketing. It's just the way it is. Platform development, 2%. So they're just gonna keep some tokens to continue to develop. I think that's good too. 2% team. I think that's decent. I think people need to be paid for their work. 100%. Everyone needs to be paid for their work. I would like to see maybe the launch pad up a little bit compared to some of these other percentages, but you know what, it looks pretty good to me. 7.25 liquidity reserve. That's important because you need liquidity, or people won't be able to swap. There won't be good APRs, etc. 15% mining rewards for swappers. Heck yeah, that's more proof that you're actually gonna get paid to swap on this protocol, which is dope. Like, it seriously adds up, man. If you're putting in decent money, you're actually gonna get a decent amount of money back for using it. Like for AutoShark, for example, like why would I ever use PancakeSwap to swap anymore? AutoShark is paying me to swap, so I could swap, and so is Squid Stake. I could swap all these different tokens and get paid for it. So it's like I don't use PancakeSwap anymore to trade. I really don't. I use AutoShark, and now Squid Stake's going to be around. That's another option. I want to take a look at the roadmap with you guys. I didn't highlight anything because it's all kind of important. I think you should just kind of look at this yourself. But yeah, this is the roadmap. Everything on here is sweet. I think it's all good looking. They're kind of following AutoShark a lot, their game plan. Obviously, well, not obviously, but the team said, like AutoShark is kind of guiding them a little bit and giving them some tips and tricks. And the roadmap is pretty similar in what they're trying to accomplish. What I do like is they're getting all this stuff done before getting on these like CoinMarketCap, DappRadar, PooCoin. Now, a lot of people, they want to see that first, right? They want to see you listed on CoinGecko, MarketCap, like immediately, quickly. But I would rather see you actually have something to show first. You know what I mean? And considering that like price tracking on PooCoin is probably going to happen like instantly, right? Like really fast. I've been a part of like a lot of token launches, and you're on PooCoin right as you like add liquidity basically. So I'm guessing since price tracking on PooCoin is 12, this stuff is going to happen fast. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this whole first section is going to happen real fast. Maybe not Certic. That's probably going to be the longest thing you're waiting for because they take forever. Now, I wouldn't doubt that very early on in the project, they will announce that they have started the process for Certic, but generally that takes a while. So you will go ahead and look through Q1 and Q2 yourself. It's all cool stuff. All cool stuff, all right? I mean, they're basically NFTs, listings, more deflations, probably like gambling systems, stuff like that. Who knows? Games, maybe. Leveraged farming, leveraged trading, kind of like Alpaca. I know AutoShark has that in their development schedule as well. So the NFTs we can go over a little bit. Basically, a percent of the money used to buy NFTs is going to buy back Squid, which will be good for the holders. And also, you will receive a percent boost in farm staking. I think that means that just like AutoShark, if you get the NFTs, you're actually going to be able to use them to boost your pools. I'm not positive on that, but that's the way I read it. And they also say more info will be released in regards on how the NFT interacts with our staking ecosystem, which is just kind of more of a hint that these NFTs are going to have utility inside of the system, inside the economy. Now, last thing on the docs is the community page. You got your Twitter right here. We'll open that up because I want to show you the numbers on this thing. And you have your Telegram. So if you think you're late on this, you're definitely not late. You have a whole 5 days before the project even launches. There's nothing out for anyone to get. So, I mean, you're hearing this. You have just as much opportunity as anybody else. When you look at the Twitter, there's 618 followers. That's nothing crazy, obviously. And Telegram has 599 members. So they're not botting. They're not trying to make it look like they have more users than they do. Expect those numbers to go up pretty heavily, if I had to guess. And yeah, basically I wanted to show you that because you're very early. We're all very early on this one. And it's easy to participate. You just go to autosharkfinance.launchpad. I hope I haven't missed anything. That's pretty much everything that I know, at least. I guess the last thing I want to stress is this is a launch through AutoShark, and me personally, I'm a big fan of AutoShark. They have been nothing but awesome, and so that makes me think well of Squid. Now, do remember these are separate teams, separate groups, and let's say something did happen with Squid Swap, AutoShark's going to distance themselves 100%. So although they're saying like, oh, we're helping them out, etc., at least they're saying they're two separate projects. They always say that, and I guarantee you, if something went wrong with Squid Stake, they would be distancing themselves immediately. That's just the way this stuff goes down. So make sure you guys take a look at this project. I'm going to be involved in it. You're probably going to be seeing more Squid Stake content from me because, like I said, I am going to participate in this IFO launchpad, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you guys learned something on this video. Tokenomics are good. Please, if you did watch this whole video and you learned something, use my referral link when they are out. It helps out a whole lot, and I really appreciate that, guys. So hope you guys have a good day. Keep an eye out for Squid Stake. Join the social medias. Join my social medias. I'm going to have everything linked below. And as always, peace.